Biography of Thomas Jefferson Part 1. Thomas Jefferson was born as the son of a wealthy plantation owner and became the eldest child after his father's death at a young age. He studied at university and became a qualified lawyer, but began his political career as a member of the Virginia House of Burgesses. He continued his political activities for over 40 years, serving as president and retiring, and is also well known as the author of the Declaration of Independence. Jefferson was not an outstanding orator but was considered one of the best writers among the politicians of his time. In 1775, he attended the Second Continental Congress as a representative of Virginia and was one of the 5 members of the drafting committee of the Declaration of Independence, writing the famous document's initial draft. Jefferson gained various political experiences as governor and federal representative. He became the founder of the Democratic-Republican Party, politically opposing the Federalist Hamilton. Jeffersonianism aimed for the maximization of freedom through a small government and power decentralization. It became the origin of the Democratic Party in the United States, while the Republican Party also plays a significant role in the country's political system. In the 1800 U.S. presidential election, Republican candidate Jefferson Burr received an equal number of votes. Despite the repeated voting in the legislature, no decision was reached. Hamilton suggested that Jefferson is still better than Burr and exercised influence over Federalist representatives, resulting in Jefferson being elected president. Subsequently, the relationship between Hamilton and Burr deteriorated and led to the duel in which Hamilton died. As the author of the U.S. Declaration of Independence, Jefferson shed light on the fundamental principles of American democracy. Presidential election and Louisiana Purchase. Thomas Jefferson's greatest achievement was the Louisiana Purchase in 1803. This region, which France and Spain had been claiming alternately, was bought by Jefferson for $15 million. It was the largest land purchase in American history, and as a result, the United States achieved huge land expansion and the border almost doubled. The purchase of Louisiana by the United States was a crucial event that contributed to the formation of the vast territory of the United States, extending from the Atlantic to the Pacific. Although criticized by the opposition party as an abuse of presidential power, it is considered one of the most successful land transactions in American history. Jefferson sent an expedition to explore the new territory and appointed Meriwether Lewis and William Clark as its leaders. The expedition, which lasted for over 2 years from 1804 to 1805, traveled up the Missouri River, crossed the Rocky Mountains, followed the Columbia River downstream, and reached the Pacific Ocean. With this, the boundaries of Louisiana were confirmed, and rumors of the rich natural resources of the inland territory spread, marking the beginning of the full-scale development of the West. Jefferson won the election in 1804 and safely completed his second term, returning to his home in Monticello, Virginia. The mansion is one of the iconic buildings representing the early days of the United States and has been designated as a UNESCO World Heritage Site. Jefferson died at the age of 83 on July 4, 1826, the 50th anniversary of America's Declaration of Independence from Britain. His proud achievements are listed on his gravestone, which he personally wrote, including being the author of the Declaration of Independence, Virginia's religious freedom law, and the founder of the University of Virginia. Jefferson holds a unique position as a theorist of American democracy and is one of the country's most iconic figures. The principles of American democracy that he championed are enshrined in the Declaration of Independence, and his political philosophy was heavily influenced by the ideas of the English philosopher John Locke. We hold these truths to be self-evident, that all men are created equal, that they are endowed by their Creator with certain unalienable rights, that among these are life, liberty and the pursuit of happiness. That to secure these rights, governments are instituted among men, deriving their just powers from the consent of the governed. That whenever any form of government becomes destructive of these ends, it is the right of the people to alter or to abolish it, and to institute new government, laying its foundation on such principles and organizing its powers in such form, as to them shall seem most likely to affect their safety and happiness. This famous passage, along with Lincoln's reference to government of the people, by the people, for the people, is often cited as the most succinct definition of democracy. Among the people who wrote the Declaration of Independence and established the Constitution in the early days of the United States, a considerable number were believers in deism. However, Jefferson was skeptical of religion from an early age, and the Virginia Statute for Religious Freedom is regarded as a document that represents his religious beliefs. Through this, Jefferson placed great value on freedom and democracy, and these values were established as fundamental principles of the United States. No one should be compelled to attend or support any particular religion, place of worship, or religious leader, nor should anyone be subjected to coercion, restraint, violence, or penalty on account of their religious beliefs or opinions. Jefferson was a wealthy plantation owner who maintained a comfortable and noble lifestyle through the labor of black slaves, but he also recognized the problems with the institution of slavery and expressed opposition to it. However, he did not make any practical efforts to end it, and his ideals were separate from reality. Even decades after his death, the issue of slavery persisted, and it took over 100 years for racial discrimination to be abolished. Jefferson is considered one of the greatest presidents in American history, and there is a memorial dedicated to him in Washington, D.C. His face is also featured on the U.S. $2 bill and the nickel. Additionally, his home, Monticello, and the mountaintop sculpture of his face at Mount Rushmore are popular tourist attractions. Thanks for watching. Your support means the world to me.